All right, Valee,
What's
great to
going
see
on?
you.
What's going on? I'm glad you had
Yeah,
me.
I'm
I,
looking
I
forward to
really
this
appreciate it.
conversation. Yeah, definitely, man. Valee, the impresario, the virtuoso. How's your day going?
Going good. Going good. My day always going good.
That's what's up, man. So I understand you were born in the Robert Taylor homes.
Yeah, but we moved about 1 month after that to a equally dangerous place. But right, like two neighborhoods over, so it kind of count, but it don't count. But yeah, born in Robert Taylor.
Which neighborhood did you move to?
What is that? We stayed on 65th and Low. Uh, so that's right over on the other side of the train.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, it sounds like you moved around quite a bit growing up.
Yeah, but 4 times until yeah, we moved 4 times, and but all on the south side. Mm.
What kind of music did you listen to in the house? What kind of stuff was your mom playing?
Sade and Whitney Houston. Any woman that made her probably not feel like she was working so hard or something. But yeah, every time I got in the car, I got picked up, she was playing Sade or Whitney or yeah, En Vogue. Yeah,
You know, it's interesting. That I've heard you talk about artists you'd like to work with, and Jill Scott was mentioned, and Lauryn Hill you've mentioned before, and I always feel like there must be a connection to hearing those artists
yeah,
around your house and from your parents.
yeah. Definitely
Yeah,
with the Sade and stuff like that. My mom played Jill too, but like when you said when I was growing up, it was mostly like the singing women and stuff like that. But yeah, that's why I want to work with Jill, Floetry, Jill Scott. I want to work with a lot of people that people wouldn't think I would work with.
I mean that's a funny statement to hear from you. You've worked with so many different people now. You know, your catalog to me is probably more diverse than what maybe you're known for. You
Right.
know, you've got the trappiest disco project, you got the trappiest elevator music project.
Yeah.
To me, you are a virtuoso, like the Harry Fraud Project states. And I'm very interested in learning more about your influences because it's not something that I think can be trained to a degree. I think at some point, there has to be early influences that open your mind to how different sounds connect with different people.
Right. Right. Yeah, that's right. But see, I was playing like when it got to the point for me to play my own music, or how when you're a kid you got your stereo, your speakers in your room. I was playing a lot of Cash Money, and my friend who stayed across the street from me got me into all this Cash Money and Big Timers and everything. So that's what I was playing. Definitely. My friend who stayed next door
Do
to
you have a
me,
favorite Cash Money project?
probably all of them. Uh, And Manny Fresh, people don't know Manny Fresh put out his own project where he was actually rapping. He put 30 songs on there. So that was one of my favorite projects too. But anything they did, yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I don't think a lot of people realize Wayne is probably the he's a millennial.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like Wayne has been around for so long. Cash Money has been dominant for so long, and he was so young at that point in time. Uh, I just think that they're one of the best organizations in terms of capturing sounds.
Yeah, definitely. Them, and I like No Limit too. When they were doing all they was doing like the army tanks in the videos, and the like before all the animation and stuff was going on. I think they had something with Mystical with all the tanks and that whole theme. I was messing with that.
You know, it's there's a story I saw you tell once where you were living somewhere and you were bored. You didn't know what to do. You didn't know how to entertain yourself necessarily. You left the house to go get a video game system
Hmm.
and you came back with recording equipment.
Yeah.
Was what system were you going to get?
Uh, that's the thing. I asked like 3 or 4 people. I'm like, do I get PlayStation or Xbox? Like, what is I'm even supposed to be doing? And so, I left to get a game system, but I still didn't know which one to get. But then something stopped me. I'm like, wait a minute. My ass used to make beats. I used to make beats. I used to record myself a little bit. So I'm like, I'll just go get that again. Because I'm actually not finna sit up and play the game.
So what recording equipment did you come back with?
Uh, I had kind of tweaked a little bit too, because I spent some unnecessary money. I had bought like the little the drum, the chaotic. I think it was by Elements. It was a drum board. It was a beat machine thing. It was just too much going on. So I got that. I had a interface. I already had a laptop. I bought a mic, and then I bought the monitors, the 2 speakers.
You just mentioned that you had made music prior to that.
Yeah.
Caused that hiatus between when you first started making music and when you decided to build a home studio?
Well, when we started making music when I was in high school, so we was bored, really. That's what it was. Like, people were saying we should take it serious or whatever, but we really was bored. We probably recorded like maybe 15, 20 songs through the span of that. But yeah, and then I always been into cars, so as soon as I got a car, all that music was out. I wanted to put speakers in my car and play the best music, but yeah, I don't think I always wanted to make music. I never really thought about recording or being a rapper.
And it's also interesting. You've been described as an auto mechanic, but you seem to not embrace that label fully.
Yeah.
But you customize other people's cars. Like, how did you get into
all that shit?
carpentry
All
and
that's
car
on
design?
accident, though. All that's on accident. Like, that really come from having your own shit, and then when you need something done. Maybe I don't like the job. Like, if I want big wheels on the car, like back then we'll put 26s on the car, and I didn't like the job that people was doing when they cut the car to make the wheels fit. So when I had got my wheels, I actually just ended up doing it myself. And then when people see it, I'm not going around telling people that I cut my own car, but when people happen to overhear I cut my own car, then they want their car cut. I think so. I didn't put. Somebody had me cut on their Maserati before, like years ago, to put rims on their car in my mama garage. But so that's on accident. Even with the if I blow a motor, I just end up fixing it myself. And so yeah, kind of on accident.
I guess it's an accident, but that's an expensive accident. You know what I mean? Like, where did you learn how to do that? Did you have a friend? Did you hang out at the body shop? Like,
No.
you
It really just come from being around your own shit a little bit too much. Like if you take a kid and you buy him a brand new bike, he gets to keep his bike in his bedroom only because it's brand new. You're not tripping on that. But when you wake up, don't be surprised if his ass got tire shine on there and some whole other stuff. Like, that's what I mean. Like, if you sitting around your stuff too long, you end up kind of overdoing it. You end up bothering it all the time.
Yeah. Did you do you remember the first car that was yours that you
Yeah. But see,
modeled or remodeled?
no, my OG and them, they didn't want me to have nothing fast. So my first car was a damn family car, like a Taurus or something like that. So yeah, I knew I didn't want that car though, but it was a clean car. I took it too far with that car. I ain't put no wheels or nothing on there, but I just wanted what I wanted. So, but I ended up getting my place. I ended up moving out first, and then I got what I wanted.
Did you work in carpentry also?
No, see, all that shit is on accident too. that come from really like having a place, and then like I have a small warehouse. And as soon as they said you could do whatever you want to do in here, you can make it look like the Taj Mahal, then you kind of end up building stuff. You build a kitchen, you'll go build a, you know, so that's how that happened. But I ain't never fixed nobody roof or I ain't never did nothing like that. I ain't never did nothing for nobody else's place. Hmm.
There's a lot of interesting anecdotes about you with building things that are out there in the world. I'm sure you know a few of them, but you know, obviously remodeling cars is one.
Yeah.
I hear you build fish tanks in walls. You have fish. You built fish tanks in your walls and things like that.
Yeah, you
I
got
hear
me.
one pivotal conversation you had was with Andrew Barber, and you offered to build him a home bar.
Yeah, I might have did that. That's true. Yeah.
You know, between these examples of cars, you going out one day to get a game system, coming back with a studio, uh, you know, building bars for family members and, you know, offering your services to people you care about.
Yeah.
And music. It just seems like you're a builder and a creator by nature. Is that fair to say?
Yeah, and then with Andrew, that I think that stemmed from we was having a conversation, and I brought up the fact one day I built my mom a bar for to go in her living room, and it had to match her end tables and her her furniture set. So I told him that, and then I told him, yeah, I built your ass a bar. That's what I told him. So that's yeah.
That's got to be one of the most unique stories I've heard from anybody in this space ever
Yeah.
at any point in time. What other things have you built that stand out in your mind? I'm sure you've hooked up. You mentioned you've hooked up other people's cars here and there.
Yeah,
You
stuff
built your
like
bar
that.
for your mom.
My first crib, I put a pond, like a real pond in the crib. That might have been like kind of overdoing it because I had real brick, and went and bought, all these bricks and everything and made a real pond in the crib. So, and I had to take it down a few times. Like when the building people would come and inspect, I got to take down the damn pond. And then when they leave, I put the pond back up, you know. But yeah, probably just a pond though. Because a pond, having a pond in the
What'd you
living
put in the
room,
pond?
koi fish. And that's what it was too. I went to a pet store and they led me to believe that koi was cheap. Like they had all these like foot long, foot and a half koi, and for some reason they was only like $70. So I actually bought the fish first, didn't have a pond, and then I knew I needed to do something about that, so I ended up building a pond.
I'm sorry. And every time the building was inspected, you took the pond down and then put
Yeah,
it back up.
cause it was like a real nice building. I was the youngest tenant in the whole building. And, them building people coming in scratch their head. Talking about, I remember the owner came in. He said, I don't know. I'm going to have to get back to you. It looks heavy. So I just took it down. That's when it started. So I just took it down and put it back up until I moved.
That's fascinating to me. It's so interesting. Um, all right, so you and Andrew Barber connect,
Yeah.
right? If I'm not mistaken, I mean, Fake Shore Drive had been posting you for a long time, and there was a track called Shell
Mm-hmm.
that I think was pivotal. Is that fair to say?
Yeah.
And so you guys connect, and what's that first conversation like after, I guess he gets back from LA and you guys start talking to each other?
Yeah, I had a friend of mine that wanted me to work with Andrew like maybe a year or two before me and Andrew actually had a conversation. So the crazy thing is when me and Andrew finally had a conversation, the fact that we both were saying how long we were supposed to be linking together, but we neither one of us ever really took the time to, it was like it had its own story. I think YouTube was playing or a playlist was playing, maybe YouTube just on just on his own at his place or wherever Andrew was, and then he heard Shell come on. You know how you just hear something sound like it's in another room? Yeah. And so I think a couple of days after that, we had a conversation. But since then, I ain't stopped talking to him. He ain't stopped talking to me. Because I just get stuck on one thing. Like, I'll just be really into making songs, making music. So without Andrew, it's kind of difficult, you know. He make it easy to do.